Knoebles, a nearly 100-year-old amusement park, with humble beginnings starting with a simple creek and a growth that continues to this day despite the COVID epidemic. But how did it get this way? And what's it like today, even with the epidemic happening? Well, young whippersnapper, let me tell you a tale. In the early 21st century, a small valley known as Peggy's Farm was a site for many picnics, as well as swimming with a creek fed swimming hole, which still exists to this day. However, the form is quite different. In this case, it is a crystal pool. Henry Knoble, from which the park is named after, of course, was a farmer on this land and sold ice cream as well as other items, eventually building small cabins, as well as later adding a few rides, including the new famous Grand Carousel, starting the beginning of Knoebels in 1926. Now, on to the interesting stuff. While I'm not currently at the park while making this video, our family did go a few weeks ago for the first time since the virus happened and shut the park down. Masks were of course required, as well as hand sanitizers being provided across the park. Aside from that, there were very little problems involved with the actual COVID situation. Lucky for the family, we could go down to the pool at this time of year and remove the masks for swimming. It would be annoying otherwise, obviously. This is actually the first time that our family went to the park. Previous years, we had simply gone in May when the park first opened with a scout weekend, but this time, due to the virus, we ended up going when we did. Now, the further location, Knoebels straddles the line between Northumberland and Columbia County, primarily located in the areas of Cleveland and Franklin, with the aptly named Knoebels Boulevard being the actual location of the park. Now, on to everyone's favorite part, the rides. There are many to choose from. Coasters are a staple in most amusement parks, and Knoebels, being one of the best, does not disappoint. A few recent examples are the Flying Turns, an entirely trackless roller coaster that is the only one of its kind in existence, and the Impulse, a head by our seats, and an incredibly long drop of 93 feet. There are 4 others, one of which being a phoenix. Luckily, there are no ashes on this one, which has lasted for over 80 years since being built. For those less able to keep their insides on, well, the inside, there are many more rides that are for both kids and adults. Aside from a specific kid area that replicates many of the older rides, there are also ones that have been mentioned previously, the example being the Grand Carousel, being voted as the absolute best multiple times every single year. And it was in fact even quote unquote retired as a legendary ride back in 2019. It is 110 years on its own, making it older than the park itself. And a 110 tall Ferris wheel is also one that is very interesting. A spooky haunted mansion, which, like the other rides, is rated incredibly highly as one of the best in the world, has many interesting features, as well as a feature-length film that was created about it back in 2006. Now, of course, the park wouldn't be anything without the thing that started it all, ice cream as well as food. As well as being award-winning like the others, there are also locations from other ethnicities as well as areas, from the Alamo, which is the largest one currently, to the International Food Court, which includes zombies, of course, the latter of which was also featured on a Food Network special. As a certified Eagle Scout and one who has gone to Knoebels since 2009, I hope whoever's watching this video, and possibly a certain teacher, will have gained a better understanding of Knoebels and many things surrounding the 94-year-old amusement park. After all, Knoebels is my kind of fun.